Oh, greetings. We're gonna start talking about the development of MIS as a beginning for our project. So, once the plan of MIS is made, the development of the MIS calls for determining the strategy of development as discussed earlier. The plan consists of various systems and subsystems, and the development strategy determines where to begin and in what sequence the development can take place with the sole objective of assuring the information support. The choice of the system or the subsystem depends on its position in total MIS plan, the size of the system, the user's understanding of the system and the complexity, and its interface with other systems. The designer first develops systems independently and starts integrating them with other systems, enlarging the system scope and meeting the varying information needs. Determining the position of the system in the MIS is easy, but the real problem is the degree of structure and formalization in the system and procedures which determine the timing and duration of the development of this system. Higher the degree of structured and formalization, greater the stabilization of the rules, the procedures, decision making, and understanding of overall business activity. Here, it is observed that the users and the designers' interaction is smooth, and their needs are clearly understood and respected mutually. The development becomes a method of approach with certainty in the input, process, and output.
Hello, now we are talking about the development of MIS. Factors responsible for the development of MIS are numerous and have been a prime concern for many researchers and practitioners. Both internal and external factors must be taken into account when trying to understand an organization's criteria for deciding about technology. So first, the external factors. External factors are conditions that exist in organization's external environment. These factors can be found at the industry level or national policy. So at the industry level, we are looking at characteristics as degree of diffusion of certain technologies, the availability of external know-how, for example, technology suppliers, the degree of innovativeness of the industry, the requirements imposed by major customers and external markets, and overall levels of competition and technology sophistications in the industry. And for the national policies, for the external factors, the national policies also affect the organization that indirectly affects the subsystems of the organization.
The implementation of the system is a management process. It brings about organizational change. It affects people and changes their work style. The process evokes a behavior response which could be either favorable or unfavorable depending upon the strategy of system implementation. In the process of implementation, the system designer acts as a change agent or a catalyst. For a successful implementation, he has to handle the human factors carefully. The user of the system has a certain fear complex when a certain cultural work change is occurring. The first and the foremost fear are about the security to the person if the changeover from the old to new is not a smooth one. Care has to be taken to assure the user that such fears are baseless and the responsibility therefore rests with the designer. The second fear is about the role played by the person in the organization and how the change affects him.
Prototype approach. When the system is complex, the development strategy is prototyping of the system. Prototyping is a process of progressively ascertaining the information needs, developing a methodology, trying it out on a smaller scale with respect to the data and complexity, ensuring that it satisfies the needs of the users, and assess the problems of development and implementation. This process therefore identifies the problem areas inadequacies in the prototype visa is the fulfillment of the information needs. The designer then takes steps to remove the inadequacies. This may call upon changing the prototype of the system, questioning the information needs, streamlining the operational systems and procedures, and move user interaction.
There are many systems or subsystems in the MIS which have a life cycle. That is, they have birth and death. Their emergency may be sudden or may be part of the business need, and they are very much structured and rule-based. They have 100% clarity of inputs and their sources. Definite a set of output in terms of the contents and formats. These details more or less remain static from the day systems emerges and remains in that static mode for a long time. Minor modification or changes do occur, but they are not significant in terms of handling either by the designer or user of the system. Such systems, therefore, we have alive and they can be developed in a systemic manner and can be reviewed after year or two for significant modification.
MIS design and development process has to address the following issues successfully. There should be effective communication between the developers and the users of the system. There should be conjunction in understanding of management process and IT, the users as well as the developers. Understanding of the information needs of managers from the different functional area and combining this need into a single integrated system.
Systems can help companies grow. The absence of an effective and functional management information system affects the productivity of business managers. It leaves employees working hard all through the week without any sense of purpose or direction. A good management information system offers the necessary data needed to identify areas that are non-performing in the organization. The following are the benefits of a management information system. Firstly, it enhances the productivity of employees. When a management information system is in place, the employees in a company will become more productive and they won't have to spend time gathering the information that management demands. A well-structured management information system will collect all the necessary data without any additional input from the workers. MIS has been credited for reducing costs, errors, and time associated with information processing.
Analysis stage. The analysis stage includes gathering all the specific details required for a new system as well as determining the first ideas for prototypes. Developers may define any prototype system requirements, evaluate alternatives to existing prototypes, perform research and analysis to determine the needs of end users.